Hello everyone, I am Dewey. Welcome back to another episode of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Like I said, I am Dewey taking you through this game, and at this point you really can do whatever you want. It's an open world game, so you can go where you want. I decided to go in the inn because, hey, I want to sell something, and you never know what you're going to find in the inn.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that. Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop. I think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold.
So Skyrim offers a abundance of different weapons that you can choose from, different spells, potions, books, everything. What I'm looking in here for is particularly Clairvoyance. It's a spell that kind of shows you the path that you need to be taking.
That sort of thing.
And it's really useful. So I would suggest that is the first thing that you guys pick up. Is Clairvoyance. I'm going to sell a bunch of my older weapons because, hey, I need some more gold, so why not, right? So in combination with Clairvoyance, I'll also be using a lot of the Fire Tree for spells. I will branch out into other spells later on, but I always find that using fire spells is a little bit more awesome and fun in the early levels. Just because, I mean, who doesn't like burning things, right? Now, you always have the option to buy all the rare materials you want, but how I like to go about things in games is I like to find them in the world as opposed to buy them.
A bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town. Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
So we get a little guide for our first part of this quest, so that's a good thing. Whenever you can have helpers, that's always something that you're going to look forward to in these kind of RPGs.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings. Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else. I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one. This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child.
Alright, and so a lot of you are probably asking yourself, why are we exactly going on this quest? It's a secondary quest, not a primary quest. The reason that we're doing this is actually because it ties in with a primary quest. I had originally taken it thinking it was just a secondary quest, but we ended up needing it for a primary quest later on. So that's why I'm going to show you this in the main part of the walkthrough. I still do want to stick to, if we're doing side missions, to just go on the side as opposed to going straight through the main walkthrough, but as it goes on, we'll have to kind of play it by ear and play it by eye just to see how things go. So you can see the Clairvoyance is very nice because it paints a very clear picture as to where you go. It uses part of your magic. There's a puppy here. Make sure to stab the puppy or the wolf, however you want to take it. You want to use your clairvoyance. You don't want to just hold it down, because then all your mana's gonna go away, or your magicka. If you want to, you just kind of put it in small bursts, so that way you get a little bit of the path. That's about 15 feet in front of you of the direction you need to be going. At early levels, your magicka, it wears away very quickly, so you want to make sure to use it sparingly. And if you're planning on using it for combat, then don't use it for just spamming the clairvoyance, because when you get into combat, it's kind of like that stamina and running. You don't want to use so much of it to the point of you're useless in combat.
You picked a bad time to get lost.
So here we run into some bandits hiding out, fortified on the mountain, hiding out in like what appears to be an old tower. And you're gonna find these spotted throughout Skyrim. They are old watchtowers or old outposts that are just kind of, abandoned because they're just not in a good position anymore. And a lot of times you're gonna find the raiders or bandits or thieves or stuff have taken over these as their home, and so I guess you're kind of invading their home to try to move on. However, they're blocking our way as to where we need to go. You could ignore them, but hey, the combat in this game is a lot of fun. So why would you want to ignore them if you can burn them? It's not all that difficult. And plus, a lot of times in these towers, you're going to find nice weapons or nice loot in chests and stuff as you work your way up to the top of it. So I would definitely suggest that you guys explore these as you find them, because they are going to have some loot on the inside. Now, a lot of you guys have pointed out in my last part that I missed certain things and that I didn't stop to collect some things. I'm not going to be able to get every single thing that I want to get, strictly because it doesn't make for a good walkthrough if I'm just running around looking into every chest that I see or every box and barrel that I see. So I'm going to try to keep that at a minimum while still not harming my future gameplay, because I'm going to be starved for money later on. Because a lot of Oblivion and a lot of Skyrim and pretty much any RPG is about picking up a little bit extra loot in the beginning so you can get the better items as time goes on. So there you go. I really enjoy this Clairvoyance skill. It's probably one of the more useful skills in the game as of this far. So I definitely suggest that you guys get it if you have a chance. Now, like I said before, this is a quest that isn't necessarily meant to go on right away. It's something that I just went into the inn, I picked up the quest, and it seemed like a nice, simple quest for me. It turns into being a little bit more complicated than just a simple quest. But it works pretty well because it favors you in the end. Now this guy, he just doesn't want to fight back very much, does he? So you see Skyrim's leveling system working there. My one-handed increased because I was using my one-handed sword. And it's really nice to know that because this is the style that I'm choosing, that's going to be what it's going to end up doing.
That's what you want?
So some interesting information about Bleak Falls Barrow, which is the temple that I'm at, is it used to be a temple in which the Nords worshipped dragons. It was also a place where the Nords buried their dead, so you're going to see a lot of Dragars in the temple itself once you're inside, because pretty much what Dragar are is they were the original inhabitants of Skyrim, so they are the people that were originally buried there, and they've come back to dead to kind of protect the temple. They had engaged in acts of cannibalism during their lifetimes, and so that's why they're cursed to walk the earth as the undead. So a little bit of nerd kind of tonnage in there, but that's okay, you know. It's something that we want to share with you. We love this game, and we want to share all the knowledge that we can about this game. Now, back on the temple, at different instances, you may have a dragon perched on one of the pedestals outside. Obviously it didn't happen this time, but you can do that, and if you want to kill the dragon while he's there, feel free.
You're just supposed to sleep here when Arbit comes off with that dog.
So you can search around for a while here, but you actually aren't going to find the golden claw on these bandits. It's going to be farther down. The bandits actually got it taken from them, so it's going to be farther down in the dungeons. You need to kind of brave the depths of this dungeon and find out who took this golden claw from the bandits and where can it be. Luckily you have the quest marker pointing in the general direction you want, and also if you have the spell Clairvoyance, it's going to help you bring you to the area that you want to be. So I just wanted to talk about the other animals that you're going to possibly find in here. You can find some spiders. You will find some spiders down here. Also, there are the rat-like creatures, which are called skeevers, and you will run into those down here as well. So really the toughest enemy that you're going to have to be working against are the Dragar, and the inspiration behind them is really, they take strong inspiration from the Dragar that you're going to get from Norse mythology, and so they have strong influences from that, and you can really see that when you get up close to them and you observe them, if I dare say. So we are getting up to a puzzle part here. This is really the first puzzle in the game, and you will find these scattered throughout Skyrim. So I shoot this guy, and he does not die by my arrow. My first one missed, and my second one probably hit him. But what happens is every time you pull this lever, it's going to shoot out a bunch of arrows that will most likely kill you unless you can match the pattern correctly. Now, I did manage to match the pattern correctly. There is the 2 stone tablets right above you from when you're standing right now, and then there's one on the floor. And then you just need to match the ones that were to the left with those up there, and that'll allow you to open up the passage. So we're reaching the end of part 3 here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any responses or questions for me, please leave that in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and with that, I will catch you guys on the flip side.